What is happening, everyone? Let's go through what we kind of expect to have happen today. So, yesterday on GU, I took a buy in here. This sell was very, very textbook. So, if you're not in the Telegram, I've sent it into the Telegram, and I will do a case study on it for the premium group as well. It was very clean. It's exactly what I wanted to have happen yesterday. I just didn't take it. So, that is not fun, but I was too focused on the buy, missed the sell. That's fine. There was a couple of you guys in the Telegram who actually took it, which was quite good, which ran 1 to 3. So that was kind of the trade of the week so far. It was just a little move internally in here, which was very, very clean. Is what it is. So on to the next day, obviously. So I did end up securing some profits in here, just 0.5% up for the week, 1.5% in here. So not too concerned. So slow week, little error there, which has cost me a little bit of profits, but that's fine. So basically on the 4 hour on GU, we're at the point of like, are we going to go bearish or are we going to go bullish? I still like to sell. I still like it, but it's following to a T. I think EU is telling me more that it's going to sell. So I'm going to go with sells today. So what we've done is we've got internal break with this point here that I don't believe should hold. Now it is a supply to demand from a decisional, so it does hold weight. I just don't think it holds enough to make a new higher high, but it also does at the same time. So I'm going to go in with today thinking that it's not going to hold and kind of see what that does. I like EU a lot better based on those that idea, but it's very, very 50-50. So we have got this area of supply here, which I do want to sell from. But this point versus this point, this should push through, especially given this major inducement. So we are at a very, very 50-50 point, okay? We haven't filled the extreme of our range yet either, so we can come up towards that. So I'm at a little bit of a loss in terms of what I'm expecting today. What I'm going to be looking for is this is another internal break, okay, from this point. I've got this point that we've racked out of not holding. So what I want to see is I'm going to try and sell from this area to then come and take this, okay, as a minimum. Now, from that point, we can continue back to the upside. So I want to make sure I've secured profits before we hit that point. All I'm looking for realistically is something like inducement here to then take that, build some liquidity up, give me something to target, and I'm quite happy to sell that. So that's kind of all I see today. So what I'll do is I'll kind of draw out what I'm expecting. Something like that. Okay, that's kind of the move I want to catch today. Let me make that straight because that'll piss me off. That's the move I want to catch. As from there, we can go bullish or bearish. Okay, I think we're going to go bearish. That's my kind of read on it. But a lot of this sell here will rely on the fact that we create a trap here. So I want a point that builds liquidity, and I'm quite happy to sell into it like that. I really, really like that idea. That's what I'm thinking coming into today. Now, Euro, more or less the same approach. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we followed it to a T, exactly what I wanted to have happened. And now we're acting out of our decision on our 15-minute. Okay, so we've reacted out of it perfectly. We've now pushed ourselves through this point, which we were targeting yesterday. There was a sell internally in here yesterday. Where was it? Yeah, it was just before New York, I believe. So in here. But GU was a lot cleaner. GU should have been the sell for yesterday. Now, in terms of what we've done here, we have reacted from the decisional, broken internally, pushed down, taken liquidity, reacted from the decisional, pushed here, and now we've got this point here. So we've got an internal break with equal high retest. All I'm looking for is to come and take this. This point shouldn't hold, given we've come out of a decisional. Like, it shouldn't, but it can. I don't think it will. So this is why I lead more bearish on GU as well. All I'm looking for is that. That's all I want to have happen. The moment we take this liquidity here, I'm happy to sell. Okay. This entire point to me is a valid point to take from. This also took liquidity in here. I don't see us coming up here. If we do push higher, we'll come here. So it's either sells from here or buys through the entire range. I just think sells is more likely, especially given this 4 hour range. I want it to come lower. I don't see this holding much. This will literally depend on whether this point holds enough to push price back further up. But given the higher time frame, I think we're coming lower. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing today on EURUSD. USDCAD, I left this on here because it played out to a T, like perfectly. This was news. Okay, so this was actually the A+ pair yesterday. Just news ended up doing what we wanted. So I can remove that now. little bit of a flex there for me. So we've taken the decisional, which is also the internal break. We've then created a retest here. All I'm looking for is basically continuing to buy. I don't see any of this selling pressure really holding anything. I don't see it holding any weight. That's my internal break. Reacted from the decisional and pushed. New range. We've now externally taken that range. That mitigated. So that's an external break of structure here. I'm happy to use that. More than happy. And all I'm looking for is the inducement into mitigation of this area, which I believe will take a little bit of time. So all I'm looking for is something like that. Okay, come and take this high. I believe it is a weak high. I want it gone, and that lines up with EU and GU selling for us. Okay, so it's all lining up perfectly today. I don't see anything in here actually holding too much weight. Now, this did kind of take the decisional of that range. So it's more or less not a retest anymore. This point is valid. You may actually find it just buys from where it is now. I would rather come down here. I like it coming down here. I think on the 15-minute, I don't think this holds enough weight. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to stick with that. If I get that, I'm quite happy to take it. I will set an alert. The moment it takes that low, we are happy to go. AUDUSD. It's following to a T what I wanted to have happen again. Like I said, we've racked from this point. We've now come in and we've taken this decisional. Perfectly, actually. So off of the take of that decisional, the valid point. We've racked it out of our decisional, either or. Some of us in the group actually had that as a more valid point. And now I think we are selling. So that's playing out perfectly. That's fine. We've now pushed in and we've broken this internal range here. None of this realistically holds any weight now that we've actually come in this decisional. Sells are the only thing I'm interested in. All I'm looking for is some type of range like on GU. And that could include something like that. All we need is an internal break in here, which gives us that inducement here, and I'm happy to go. If we actually look on a lower time frame, I don't think it's given enough yet. No, it hasn't. We've got 30 minutes, I believe, until London Open. So that's what I'm looking for in AU. All of the pairs are lining up very clean today. We're in a really good spot. Really, really good spot. DXY has now pushed back through this point. It's showing buyers in control. Created equal highs. I would say we're buying through this point. What I would want to see have happen is I want to come and take this high. Okay, that's what I'm kind of seeing now on this. As a minimum, taking this to sell off. So before we can buy, we need that gone. So sorry, before we can sell. So it's buying into this point, which is selling on all the other pairs. We've created this liquidity here. You know, maybe taking something like that. I actually like the take of this. So on the DXY for the day, that's what I'm seeing on the DXY today. Funnily enough, lines up with all other pairs, so I'm really, really confident in the direction of what's going to happen today. But that's what I'm kind of seeing there. Really, really clean. Continuing with that retracement, that slow retracement we've got going after taking this low. Coming and taking this high and then possibly getting a bit of a fall off there. So that's what I'm seeing today. Really, really lots of high quality ideas coming into today. So make sure you've seen this through, taking your notes, and you're ready to go in half an hour. Any questions from below? Free Discord's linked, premium Discord's linked, Telegram's linked. Make sure to get involved in those. And let's continue on. I've also uploaded the GU trade from last Wednesday that is up on YouTube. Make sure to go watch that. Take some notes on the entry criteria I have. And move on from there. So let's have a good day and continue this week on.